Well, welcome again to another one of our video devotional times together. I've really loved the flow of these over the last few weeks, and I'm really looking forward to this maybe being something that we'll keep doing after lockdown's over as well. It feels like maybe something that will come out of this time that's been precious for some people, and that's really cool. There's been a really consistent theme as well through these devotionals that I've enjoyed. It's so much about nature and just being outside and engaging with kind of the reality and the beauty and the wonder of everyday existence, and kind of gratitude for that and awareness of that. And today's devotional is really trying to be in line with that. Dave asked a question of our staff meeting a few days ago, which I found surprisingly hard to answer. I wonder how you'll find it. It's simply the question, what have you noticed recently? Maybe what have you noticed about God recently? What have you kind of been taken aback by recently? And it's a really clever question because it can be answered on a lot of levels. And in a sense, it's easy to go through life just kind of bumbling along, only noticing kind of things on the surface, but without really actually seeing life, without really seeing this beauty that we live in and this presence of God that we're surrounded by, and to kind of live in a semi-state of awareness, or even an asleep state of awareness, if that makes any sense. And really what I want to do today is give us a chance to kind of ask that question together and ask that question of ourselves. What have you been noticing recently? Or maybe a better way to say it for this time is what have you been invited to notice recently? This isn't meant to make us feel guilty or make us feel like, oh, I should be more aware, or I should be better at being fully attentive all the time, because that's just a kind of, it's another mind game. It's another, like, don't play that game. But let's give ourselves spaces and times, and this can be one of them, where we choose to tune in to this kind of deeper reality that sits under things, where God is breathing and speaking and showing and moving. And I love how the psalmist puts it in Psalm 19. He talks about, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the earth shows his handiwork, and then it's like day by day they pour forth knowledge, and night by night they speak. So it's like all day and all night there's this speech happening around us. And then the Message translation puts the next bit like this. It says, their words aren't heard, their voices aren't recorded, but their silence fills the earth. Unspoken truth is spoken everywhere. And so really this time now is a chance to tune into that unspoken truth that's being spoken everywhere, that's being spoken in and through you, that's being spoken in and through this beautiful world that we find ourselves in, this beautiful city that we live in. And just to be. So as we always invite you to do, as we always invite each other to do in this time, just be aware of where you're sitting, of how you're sitting. Find somewhere that's comfortable, where you can be fully attentive. Don't be trying to do other things. Maybe don't be looking at other screens or whatever. If you want to go for a walk, go for a walk, but just be aware of how you create and how you guard this space as we do this meditation. So begin by noticing your breathing. Don't try and adjust it, just pay attention to it. Listen to what it's saying to you. Notice your body. The weight of yourself on your seat, or your feet on the floor. Notice any areas of discomfort. Notice the air on your skin. Notice the air in your lungs. Notice the emotions you're holding in your body. What is your head saying? What thoughts are wanting to preoccupy your mind? Are there yearnings in your heart? Are there tensions in your gut? Notice the miracle of you. You are one created and spoken by love, sustained every moment by love. God's loving gaze has never been bored or grown tired or disappointed with the amazing, simple you-ness of you. He is perpetually noticing you and perpetually delighted and in love. So again, that question, what today are you being invited to notice about you? Next, I'd like you to think about a time recently where you've been outside. Or maybe you're outside now. Maybe just in your garden, or maybe it was for a long walk or a short walk. Maybe you were alone or with others. Try to think back to the smells of that walk, of that time outside. What were the sounds? What was the temperature like? Was it windy? How far could you see? What colours or flowers or animal drew your attention? What were you being invited to notice? How will your next time outside be affected by the way that you're thinking now? Now let's bring ourselves back to this moment, to this day, as you're in your home or in the company of your family or whatever today holds for you. What are you being invited to notice today? In the everydayness of being in your house, or as you cook, as you homeschool your kids, as you try to stay sane, in your aloneness or in your togetherness, in your franticness or in your boredom. How are you being invited to see the presence of Jesus in your day today? Where might you be invited to see his love? Or his creativity? His kindness? His gentleness? Peace? Patience? Joy? His goodness? His self-givenness? One last time with this question. What today are you being invited to notice? Which bit of this unspoken truth being spoken everywhere are you going to be a witness to today?